New York State Attorney General Letitia James has vowed to fight the fraud charges she's now facing in Virginia. The Justice Department secured the indictment yesterday. Now, this marks the second political opponent of President Trump to face charges since he replaced the U.S. attorney in that region. CBS News Justice correspondent Scott MacFarlane is live from Washington now to break it all down for us. So, Scott, break down those charges and talk to us about the ways that this was not sort of a run-of-the-mill indictment.
This is about as far as you can get from a run-of-the-mill indictment. Never seen anything quite like this one before because of the nature of the defendant and how this came to be. The two charges are two federal felony charges. One is bank fraud. The other one is false statement to a financial institution. What they're alleging in this very brief charging document is that New York's Attorney General, the top law enforcement official in New York, defrauded a bank by listing a property purchased in Virginia in the wrong way, indicating it was not a rental property, therefore getting a better deal on the mortgage rate on the loan, and in fact, she used it as a rental property. Letitia James has consistently and unequivocally denied any wrongdoing here, but to do that, according to the federal prosecutors, is a violation of federal law. It's a defrauding of a bank and a false statement to a bank. The case will move next to an initial appearance for Letitia James in Norfolk, Virginia, 2 weeks from today. Then the case will move at the pace of the federal government and the federal justice system, Vlad. It takes months to go through these cases. It is a long haul now, a long legal road ahead for Letitia James.
All right, so let's play a little bit of sound, Scott. I think that we have I want to play this sound for our viewers because I think it's important to what Letitia James is saying and what she has been saying about these charges. Let's roll that.
This is nothing more than a continuation of the president's desperate weaponization of our justice system. He is forcing federal law enforcement agencies to do his bidding, all because I did my job as the New York State Attorney General.
So again, Scott, just remind us again of this long-standing feud between the Attorney General and the President of the United States and what ultimately happened when that conviction happened.
Yeah, using the word feud may even be an understatement. Letitia James successfully brought a civil legal action against the president when he was then former President Trump in a matter of fraud involving Trump in the state of New York, won a massive judgment, hundreds of millions of dollars, which was later overturned on appeal. There's been a rivalry, a particularly visceral one, in the months and years since. Now, Letitia James is a defendant of the Trump administration's Department of Justice, but here's where this case becomes unlike anything we've seen before. The case was filed just 2.5 weeks after President Trump posted on social media a directive to the Attorney General or a message to the Attorney General that he wants to see Letitia James charged with a crime, as well as James Comey. Now both are federal defendants.
Wow. All right. Scott MacFarlane for us. We'll see how it all breaks down in the days and weeks ahead, Scott. Thank you very much.